Everybody is talking about the new Adidas Adizero EVO SL Exo, and I want to know why. Is it better than the originals? Should you buy it? And also, should I return my pair? In today's video, I'm gonna give you all those answers, and some of them might actually surprise you. Obviously, the original Adidas EVO SL was an incredibly popular sneaker. I mean, it still is. When it first released, I believe at the end of 2024, it completely sold out and continued to sell out in a ton of different colors until like the middle of last year. And honestly, it's for good reason. This shoe is fire. It's incredibly clean, it's very minimal, and it's also really comfortable underfoot. Now, it was originally designed to be a performance running sneaker with probably some lifestyle use cases in mind, but it really was taken on by the lifestyle world and became one of Adidas's most popular silhouettes. The problem is, whenever one of these big brands realize they've got a big hit, they don't always do the right thing. In some cases, they release the next one and the next one just ends up sucking. In other cases, they just continue to release it until it just completely dies out and no one cares. But what happens most often is that the brand just creates a bunch of different variants and floods the market and makes it not fun anymore. And that right there is my fear with the Adidas EVO SL. I feel like Adidas is gonna drop a ton of different versions of this shoe and then kill it off. And then release a second one, which won't be as good and no one will care anymore. And then they're gonna be like, oh, it was a running shoe the whole time, which is kind of like what they did with the Adidas Ultra Boost. Actually, that's exactly what they did with the Adidas Ultra Boost. And unfortunately, it does seem like that's what Adidas is doing with this silhouette. We've already gotten a couple different variations of this shoe, which feature different materials on the upper. I think there was a knit version, which released a couple months ago. It seems like it's doing fine, but I didn't buy a pair. I wasn't that excited about it, and I generally only buy pairs to review if I'm actually excited about the shoe. However, just a couple weeks ago, Adidas announced and released this new version called the EVO SL Exo, which, to be honest with you, seems like it could be a very similar shoe. But as you can see, it's got this really distinct look that I think a lot of people are into. In fact, I might think this is a better looking shoe overall than the original, which is kind of wild to say. We'll see if that actually ends up being the case by the end of today's video. You'll understand what I mean in a minute. So the Adidas EVO SL Exo released a couple weeks ago for the same price as the original EVO SL, $150, which is pretty middle of the road and not a bad price for a lifestyle running sneaker. And as you've probably seen all over social media, a lot of people have gravitated towards this shoe, and for good reason. It really is, in some ways, the follow-up to one of the most popular shoes of the last couple years. But the question is this shoe just cashing in on the hype, or is it actually a true reinvention of something we already really liked? The good news is, if you want to try and answer that question for yourself, is that these are not selling out as quickly as the originals once did. They're still available in just about every size in all four of the original colorways. Now, the colorways that released were this white and black colorway, or maybe black and silver, black and white, I don't know. There's a inverse of this colorway, which is sort of a black and white. You've got a neon green and black, and then you've got this sort of like gray and orange colorway. And of course, if you do want to grab this shoe, or maybe grab the original version of the shoe, which honestly you can find on sale, so maybe that's the way to go, I've made sure to link them through affiliate links in the description below and through the YouTube shopping tab on your screen, which, by the way, if you buy anything through either of those two ways, it does support the channel, so I appreciate that. And after having the shoe for the last couple days, I can confidently say that it does not reinvent the wheel. It is a very, very similar shoe to what we had on the original EVO SL, which I think is probably a good thing, because from what I can tell, it does seem like this is still like Gen 1 of the EVO SL. This is not like a version 2, the exoskeleton version. Not even the Rukus. What was the one that came out a little while ago? I don't remember. I really like that shoe though. What was that called? The Adidas Gokana. That's what it is. I had to look at my actual like server of Adidas B-roll. Let's see if it's the same thing. Doesn't even look the same. Well, that was a huge waste of time. Well, a shoe that it does remind me of, though, is the Hoka Stinson 1.7. I actually friggin' love this shoe. This shoe is so dope. I wear it all the time. Sort of a lifestyle trail sneaker. And if you guys haven't tried it, I think this is like my favorite Hoka lifestyle shoe of the moment. So check it out if you haven't yet. Again, links somewhere on your screen. But this exoskeleton vibe does sort of fit with this retro running trend that we have going on right now. And it seems like sort of a soft way of leaning into that without making this a retro running sneaker. It's definitely a marketing thing. At least the design of it is. Not saying this exoskeleton isn't functional, which we'll talk about a little bit later on in the video, but I know what you're doing, Adidas. And it's not a bad thing. Like, I don't have to hide it, but like, you're just trying a different design. That's all it is. But with that being said, let's actually talk about some of the material differences between the EVO SL and the EVO SL Exo. First of all, the midsole of the shoe, this Lightstrike Pro midsole, which we all know and love because it's incredibly soft. It doesn't actually have any sort of plate underneath your foot, so you really get that full cushion, which feels amazing. It's exactly the same. From what I can tell and from what I've read online, it seems like it's exactly the same foam. In fact, looking at this shoe, it looks exactly the same. It's the same stack height. Everything about it is the same. Maybe the color is slightly different, just as soft, which to be honest is a good thing, because that was one of my favorite parts, and I think most people's favorite parts about the original EVO SL. Now, the upper of the shoe is where things really change, and I'm not just talking about the design of the upper, I'm also talking about the materials. On the original EVO SL, you have an almost entirely engineered mesh upper, which is very thin, very lightweight, and honestly very breathable. On this shoe, they completely switch out that material for what seems like a white ripstop. Now, this ripstop does have some perforated holes on the toe and along the sides of the midfoot, but the breathability is significantly less. You You can still see through the ripstop. It's not like it's a completely opaque material. I'm sure there is some light airflow through it, but compared to the engineered mesh, which is like all holes, yeah, this is significantly less breathable, which does make sense why they dropped it in like the winter time leading into spring, because it is a colder time of year. To be fair, this is still not like a warm shoe. I wouldn't go out like snow trekking in this, but if you do decide to maybe go on a run in the summer, you're probably going to want to go with the EVO SLs over this, just because you're going to get some more breathability on hopefully your Apothecary socks. Check out Apothecary socks if you haven't yet. Very comfortable, very clean. We got the St. Patty's Day collection, which just dropped, and the Seoul Korea collection, which is dropping this weekend. Continuing on though, over top of the ripstop though, you get to seemingly the biggest visual change of the entire shoe, and that is this, I think it's metallic, the reflective exoskeleton, which looks really cool. I'm not gonna lie to you, it does look really cool. It's got that sort of retro runner, Japanese sneaker inspired vibe to it, which I really, really like. It does make the shoe a lot busier on the upper, which I'm actually not mad at. I think for a lot of situations, this is a pretty cool looking pair of sneakers. I don't think it'll be as memorable or as timeless as the original. Obviously, the original will still date itself because it looks like a modern running sneaker, but this one has a very real possibility of falling out of trendiness a lot faster than the original, because there's a lot more going on and there's a lot more uniqueness happening on the upper of the shoe. Now, one cool functional point of this fuse overlay exoskeleton is that it does actually act as an exoskeleton, and what it does is by providing that extra thin layer of material that does seem a bit stiffer than the ripstop, you do actually get a lot more support around the sides of your foot. So if you had issues on the original shoe with stability, maybe sliding off of the footbed, this would prevent that from happening as much. Now, I don't think this is the most stable shoe in the world, especially when compared to other stability focused shoes, a lot of shoes from Hoka. Now, I will say that compared to the original, I would definitely put this in the lifestyle category over the performance running sneaker category. While yes, you can run in this shoe, and I have tried it out, I'm still going EVO SL 9 times out of 10, just because that shoe feels better, it flows better with my feet. This one though, for lifestyle wear, is very, very comfortable, and it is truly one of the most comfortable everyday lifestyle sneakers out there. And I do think if I'm gonna rock a shoe to like the office, because I'm trying to look cool to my sock friends, I'd probably go with the EVO SL Exo, because it definitely has that more unique sort of out there vibe. But now let's talk about sizing and fit. And in order to do that and compare it to the original, let's throw them both on feet at the same time. Now, I have been wearing this shoe, but I haven't worn it next to the EVO SL at the same time. So I'm excited to try that and see what happens. All right, so we got the two shoes. Let's throw them on feet, see how they compare, see how they feel, see if there's any noticeable difference between the two. All right, so the EVO SLs are on, a familiar, comforting feeling, one that I really enjoy. Let's throw on the Exos. See what we got going on over here. All right, so I'm not gonna lie to you, they do feel very similar. Like, there's not a huge difference. Obviously, the EVO SLs look different. I mean, this is all about looks at this point. I will say that maybe it's because the laces are tighter because they're newer. They do feel a bit more snug. I wouldn't say it's like overly snug to a point of, oh, this is a tighter shoe, I should grab this shoe and half size up versus the other shoe. I do think it's more snug. Let's test out the cushion on this guy. Very similar. I think it could just be that the new one is not packed out yet. Yeah, I mean, the one thing I will say, and you'll notice it here when I kind of slide my foot, I don't know if I can really show you this, but trying to give you guys the best visual possible. So you can't really see it from this angle, but you can really slide your foot around inside the shoe on this one. Like, there's a lot of movement in the upper, whereas on the EVO SL Exos, there's a lot less movement on the upper. See how there's a lot of movement on this one? Whereas on this one, not really much to speak of. So that's the comparison. I would say as far as sizing goes, the EVO SL Exo fits very similar, if not exactly the same, to the EVO SL. And I'd say both shoes are true to size. So if you're grabbing the shoe, go true to size. Obviously try it on if you can, just to make sure that you're grabbing the right size for you, especially if you've never owned an EVO SL before, but generally, true to size, you're good to go. So what's the benefit of the EVO SL Exo? Is it worth getting over the standard EVO SL? In my opinion, there's not much. I really think that this shoe is just designed to be a different design or a different look or a different aesthetic than the regular shoe. And if that's something that you're into and you like the way the shoe looks, absolutely grab it, especially if you didn't grab the original EVO SL because you didn't like the way that it looks. I think if you've never owned an EVO SL, this is a great buy-in point because it feels amazing on foot. The only thing you're really losing is some of the breathability on the upper of the shoe. For the same price point, it's hard not to recommend. Now, realistically, if you like the way that the EVO SL looks and you're trying to decide between these two, check the sale rack because the EVO SL is currently on sale at a lot of different places, not in like the white and black colorway, but definitely in the black and white colorway, which I still think looks just as good, and in a ton of other colorways. Seriously, check that sale rack first because you're gonna find pairs for a lot cheaper than the standard retail price. So unless you really want this pair in particular because of the way that it looks, go with the EVO SL if you can find it cheaper, especially on places like StockX. Like, it's going for like $95 on StockX, which is nuts. Even with fees, you're paying maybe like $120, so you're still $30 less than buying this pair brand new. So that's my thought on it. I like the shoe, but I do think this is Adidas just trying to create a couple different versions of a very popular shoe that don't really do anything that differently, but just look different. So if that's something you're into, if you like the look of it, grab it. I'd love to see some collaborations on this shoe, but realistically, is it worth all the hype? But hey, with that being said, let me know your thoughts on the EVO SL Exo. Are you grabbing a pair for yourself? As always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll see you all in the next one.